You're going actually living with your pigs, right?
Yeah.
Like literally next door, yeah?
We do already know. Yeah. Most of the Farangs, they don't know about it.
And how have you found with your neighbours here? Are they happy with you, with the pigs here and stuff like that? You have no problems? How do you feel about like healthcare and getting old? So like turning 80, 90?
We decided, we can also try cook them. Yeah, the government from Yeseton, they heard about this place and they came to look with 2 buses with people.
Do you see that for the long term now to move in here full time with the pigs? So today I'm in Yeseton province. It's about 3 hours away from me. It's been a nice drive actually. Absolute clear skies, beautiful rice fields all around. Today I'm going to be talking to Michale and Nong. They're actually living out here in the rice fields and they're breeding pigs. They have a very unique setup here. They allow people to come and fish in the pond, and they also do pigs on a spit, which have become very popular both locally and interprovincially. I've got some friends that actually come and get their pig from Michale. He's become a little bit famous in the area for doing these pigs. So let's go and take a little look around the farm. We're going to get the in-depth look at some of the activities that they're engaged in here in this beautiful plot. We're going to hear the story of how they ended up here and what their plans are for the future. As ever, thanks to everybody that joins along on this series. It's your viewership that keeps this content coming. I think this is actually province number 7 or 8 now, so we're really kind of getting on with them. We've got a lot more to do in Thailand, but for now let's go and talk with Michale and Nong. Michale, you were telling me before that you were living in Holland at the time, was it, before you decided to come and do this place?
Yeah, we were living in Holland near Rotterdam.
Yeah.
And she lived with me for 14, almost 15 years. In the COVID time, we decided we had these 2 wooden houses already. We had this pond already, and we said, why not move to Thailand? We have everything there. Let's just make a farm, and we can live from our own chickens, our own eggs, our own pigs.
And was this a retirement plan at some point before? Was this something you planned to do for retirement and then you brought that early? Or was it something you never actually planned?
Yeah, we never planned anything. No. This was just a holiday place, just for relax and have something in our holidays. And then in COVID time, we just decided, let's just move there.
And Nong, did you also imagine that you would come to live here one day back home in Thailand? Was that your
For
dream?
sure. Yes.
And did you like living in Holland? How was it for you?
Yeah, I like it, but just for work, I think.
And are you happy to be back now in Thailand?
Yeah, very happy.
Yeah. And you've got a number of little operations going on here. You allow people to fish in this pond, is that right?
Yeah, and we have a local fishing shop in the market, and I was always buying some fishing gear with him, and he said, can I have a look at your fishing place, at your pond? And he came to look around and he said, I want to have a fishing competition here. And then he asked in local websites and pages, and he said people want to fish here in this pond, and we had in one weekend we had about 80 people fishing here.
You have a very unique offering here in that if people do come fishing, it's not just fishing that they can do, but they can also get a pig on a spit, right?
Yeah.
So how did it start?
She's always said, I like pigs. So that's when she started looking into it, and that's when she started thinking about building a special farm, a special pig farm, not same as all the farms around in Thailand. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then when we had this farm, we decided, we can also try cook them. We can also try sell the meat away. We had a lot of piglets.
Yeah.
And for the pig on the spit, they only used the wild pigs, and we had a lot of them. And they were all gone before New Year. Before New Year, they were all gone.
Oh, really? Sold out?
Sold out.
What is the difference between the wild pigs and the commercial pigs? Just for anybody that wouldn't know the difference.
The commercial, the white pigs. You have to feed them until they're about 100 kilos, and then you sell them to butchers, and they are just for the meat, pieces of meat. And the small wild pigs, you sell them when they're between 5 till 15 kilos. and you sell them whole.
They not stink. They not smell.
Okay, they don't stink. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I can tell that of actually being here. I've been here for a good, half an hour already, and I was thinking, to be honest, I'm coming to a pig farm. Maybe it's going to be smell like a farm, but it doesn't. I can't smell anything in the air from the pigs, and we are going to go and see the pigs in a moment. But I just wanted to ask you as well, Michael, how long have you actually been in Thailand then, cumulatively? I assume you've been coming for a long time, but how long have you actually been here, living out in rural Thailand?
We've been here now for 2.5 years, so about 30 months. 30 months now. I met her 20 years ago. So I've been coming here before I met her, like 5 years, 6 years before I met her. So maybe 26 years already. Yeah.
Where did you guys actually meet? In Holland, or did you meet in Thailand?
Yeah, when I was traveling for a year. I met her near my hotel where I stayed. And I went to the same restaurant every day where I met her. After working time, going out together, going to bars, going to nightclubs
In Bangkok.
in Bangkok. Yeah, and then one day she said, "I want to show you Isan." So she took me to see her family, her place where she's born.
Yeah.
And that's this place.
And do you get to spend much time with them here when you live here? Do you see your family much? Because actually, I don't think they live here with you, right? They live further away. So do you get to see them a lot, or?
Yeah. Get to see them a lot. My brother, they live in Ubon.
Oh, in Ubon.
In Ubon, but my mom's still here. But she live in the village, in the market.
Okay.
There.
Thais love to stay near the family, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, stay near, but not too close. I can see you're not too close here. Like a lot of people I talk to, they live with the in-laws.
Yeah.
All together. So
But we not.
you're not. It's nice and private here as well, Michael. Like a question that I ask a lot of people that I meet is, how do you deal with the quiet, or is it something that you embrace and you like it, that it's so there's not much going on around here? Is it something you like, or? So as you know, even though I speak Thai, I know that many of you watching don't have the time or the interest to learn the language for coming to travel here in Thailand, or potentially even to come and move here. And that's why I'm always on the lookout for different gadgets and apps that can help those of you that are not planning to learn the language. And today I've partnered up with the sponsors of today's vlog, Vasco, to try out their handheld device, the Vasco V4. I've been doing some real-world testing with the Vasco V4 out here in rural Thailand, and to be honest, I've been really impressed with it. The Vasco V4 supports over 80 languages, so it's not just useful here in Thailand, it's useful anywhere in the world. One of the standout features for me is this device doesn't actually require Wi-Fi or a separate SIM card to work. It actually comes with a built-in SIM that gives you 3 unlimited lifetime data across 200 countries. And so that means you don't have to go hunting for a Wi-Fi signal or pay expensive roaming charges just to get directions or order food in whatever language you need at the time. So let's try out a real-world example at our local cafe. How is business doing here at the moment?
ตอนนี้ธุรกิจที่นี่เป็นยังไงบ้าง
ก็เรื่อยๆค่ะวันไหนก็ขายดีวันไหนก็เงียบแล้วแต่วันค่ะ
Some days it sells well, some days it's quiet, depending on the day.
And do you like working from home?
แล้วคุณชอบทำงานที่บ้านไหม
ชอบค่ะอิสระดี
I like it. It's very independent.
So are you single or married?
โสดค่ะ
I'm still single.
Before you came back here, where did you work before?
ก่อนกลับมาที่นี่เคยทำงานที่ไหนมาก่อน
เป็นพนักงานธุรการในอพาร์ตเมนต์ค่ะ
I am a clerk in an apartment.
I like your coffee.
ฉันชอบกาแฟของคุณ
ขอบคุณค่ะ
Another feature that I really like about this device is the text and photo translation. You can point it at street signs, menus, and different documents and get instant translation into so many different languages. It comes in very useful. The battery life is also fantastic. It's got 180 hours on standby, and it easily lasted the whole day while I was testing it out without having to be recharged. So if you are planning a trip to Thailand, or you're planning on moving here and you'd like to make things a little bit easier with ordering food, communicating meeting with locals, etc., the Vasco V4 could be a real game changer for you. And the good news is you can now get 10% off with my code GURU10. Check out the link in the description and the pinned comment, and do let me know how you get on. Those that have followed the channel know that I've looked at many different devices while doing this on YouTube, and I have to say that the Vasco V4 is the best one that I've reviewed yet.
We have some nightlife here. Most of the Farangs, they don't know about it because they're always saying everything closes 10 o'clock. I said, I know all the bars. They're open till late at night or till the next morning, but they don't know, and we still got to go to all these bars. So we still have some places to go in the nighttime. On the daytime we work in the farm, of course, and through the week we sleep early, we watch some Netflix or something, but in the weekends we still go out to the bars.
Wow, so you're still partying?
Yeah, we do.
We like to party.
You like to party?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Most of the young people, they all know us because of all the bars we go in.
So I gotta say, it's a beautiful day for it, guys, as well. Sun shining day, the water's out in the rice fields, and it's nice and cool. And I arrived to this smell of a suckling pig here on the barbecue, as you can see. Just cooking away. They've kindly prepared this pig as I was coming, so I'm going to get to try some of the food as well. So I'm really looking forward to that. Did you buy these two wooden buildings? Did you buy them prefabricated, or did you hire somebody to come and build them on site here?
No, they're prefab. They're prefab. Yeah, there were 3 trucks. They're bringing the whole buildings and they start making them together with cranes and everything. We actually never planned to live in these houses.
Oh, really?
When we wanted to retire later or something, we wanted to build a stone or concrete house. This was just for our holiday time. When we're here visiting family, we don't have to book any resorts or something, no hotels. We just stay here at our own place, just for holidays. And now we're living here.
And how do you find it living in these kind of houses? Because you're quite open to the elements as well. So it can get hot as well in certain times of day, but what I found in this lifestyle is you don't spend a lot of time inside anyway. Is that how it is for you here? How do you find living in the wooden house?
Yeah, we spend our time living under the house and walking around the farm and taking care of everything. We also sitting next to our fishing pond, and we live outside.
Okay.
We only sleep in it, and in the evening it's even cool, I think. The wooden houses.
Yeah,
it's not that hot.
For the pond here, what are these metal constructions here?
First we started with shrimps, big shrimps. At that time it was hot season, so the water went lower, and we still didn't have a well, and so we couldn't fill the pond with water, and all the shrimps died. Now we have a well with a pump, a solar pump. So now in the hot season we can fill it up again, and we put the small shrimps inside the nets. From the moment we bought them, after 2 or 3 months they were ready to be sold, and after 2 months we put up the nets, and they were all eaten by catfish.
Oh, no.
All the nets.
They gone through the net?
Yeah, they gone through the net.
Oh no.
All the nets had holes, and almost all the shrimps were gone.
So do you find you do most of your cooking in here, Michael, or do you cook outside on a barbecue a lot? Or?
Yeah, most of the time we're here. We have a big barbecue in the corner there. When it rains, we barbecue inside. Before, we only used this as a working space because we did aquaponics, and we were here putting seeds in the water, and this was full with boxes and everything. But now, since we wanted to open a farm stay, we made it a nice place, warm, cozy, just maybe to have some customers and hang around here, and instead of making it a workplace.
You mentioned earlier that you got a bus full of VIPs arrive here as well, right? What was going on there?
Yeah, the government from Yasaton, they heard about this place and they came to look with 2 buses with people, and they just looked around and asking us, do you want to have some tourists here? We want to make the tourism business bigger in Yasaton, and they like the place, and now they want us to be the first farm stay here in Kuchum, Yasaton. We were invited by one of the other farms there, the biggest one here. It's in the center of Yassathon itself. And they're having a lot of customers, also from Thailand, but also outside of Thailand. And they're helping on the farm. They looking around how it's like to have a farm, what they do to take care of the pigs here, what they do to take care of the ducks and the chickens, and they even help growing some vegetables or something.
Okay. And you don't live here anymore then? You're not staying here anymore, now you've moved?
Yeah, before we stayed here every day. Now we're moving everything. It's still a little bit messy around, but that's because
messy.
thank you. That's because we have to take out everything from our own room, and inside our pig farm we have a big bedroom, and we're now trying to move everything there.
So we're going to be looking at that shortly, but you're going actually living with your pigs, right?
Yeah.
Like literally next door, yeah?
We do already now.
Yeah.
Yeah. The rooms are actually quite ready to have customers already.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll look at that in a moment. I just wanted to show them the pig over here that you've prepared already. Is this a big one or a small one, or is it a medium size?
This is a medium size. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. This is about 7 kilo, a little bit more. We start at 5 kilos. Yeah, 5 kilos is the smallest.
And are your customers usually Thai or expats, foreigners, or?
Most of them, they're Thai.
Okay.
Yeah, no expats.
And usually, like a pig this big here, how much would it sell for in Thailand?
This one is about 2,000 baht. Now it's a little bit low season because from Christmas until Songkran, it's high season. Everybody wants to have pigs and everything, but after Songkran, it's getting more quiet and less customers. So now we give discount 200 baht, and then we're still selling.
You're still selling?
Yeah.
If they go the big one, and people around here they want to sell just for kilo, and how to say they
share.
They share.
They share together.
All crew, just 1 kilo, 2 kilo, something like that. They just want the big one.
Yeah. Oh, perfect. So you got yourself a boxing bag here as well, Michael. Yeah. Are you into Muay Thai or boxing, or just something for fun, or?
Yeah, in Holland I did Muay Thai. I was also training children, one of my students.
Oh, really?
And also our biggest daughter, she's still in Holland. She did the Dutch championships. I loved doing Muay Thai, I loved doing kickboxing. And then our gym started to work with children, and my children were the first children inside the gym, so I just were there for helping. Yeah.
Have you ever been in any competitions yourself, or?
No.
It's just something like for exercise and for hobby,
hobby.
because you love it. Discipline as well.
Yeah, discipline.
Yeah.
And I love the techniques.
Do you get much use out of it?
I still do some exercise, but actually this heavy bag is not being used for quite a while.
Yeah. After a long night out at the nightclubs, you two, in the morning, get rid of the hangover. And you don't have to worry about your daughter now in Holland. She can take care of herself. Any problems?
No problems.
She'll kick ass. Yeah. Lovely. All right, so this is the main pig area, right, Michael?
Yeah.
And for the design, did you get some consultancy from the design, or did you just kind of design it yourself and say, this is what we want you to build?
She did some research about the farm she wanted. She didn't want any concrete floors because the concrete ones, they smell. You have to clean them twice a day, and that's very smelly. So she designed her own pig farm, and together with the constructor, they did some things together, but most she designed it.
Did you have any experience before about doing the pigs before?
No.
So how did you just research online, or?
Yes, I do research online. YouTube a lot.
It's quite crazy. You two didn't know much about pigs at all, and then this is how you've ended up. doing this together, right? You have one pet pig, right?
Yeah, she's always playing with our cat. Normally she's always walking to the farm and coming back to the house, and she eats there, she plays with the cat, and then coming back here.
She's called Snow?
Snow, yeah, Snow White, because she's a white wild pig, and normally the wild pigs are brown or black.
And so you decided to keep her because she was white?
Yeah.
So it was lucky.
Snow White.
Lucky genetics.
Nobody want it.
Nobody want her? Okay. She's living a good life now. Oh wow, so it's actually like a raised platform here. And how many pigs have you got here at the moment, Michael?
I think now we have about 60 piglets and about 15 sows, 2 boars, and 8 white babies.
They're commercial pigs, right?
Commercial
Those ones.
yeah.
And then the other ones are wild pigs. Like these ones here are wild, right? Now I'll tell you already, guys, and I'm not just saying this for the vlog. This is 100% true. There is no smell in here at all. There's no. If I keep pigs myself, so I know that we have a concrete floor and it does get smelly. It's not too bad, but here there's just no smell at all. In fact, the smell is almost like hamster sawdust. So, which is quite surprising. So, what is the system that you're using here, Michael, in order to keep the smell of the pigs this way?
So that's what she's been learning about, and looking all these videos about. She wanted something different, and this is we keep the rice husk on the floor. It's about 90 centimeters thick, and she sprays it with fermented fruit and white fungus. We make white fungus ourselves.
Okay.
She sprays it and she put it in the pig feed. So the pigs, they eat it, and that's why they're clean inside. And we can see the difference when we open one pig, and we can see the darms, we can see the lungs, we can see the liver. They're very clean, and the blood doesn't smell. Oh, there you have Snow White.
Oh, this is Snow White, the lucky pig. So actually, I should be interviewing Nong about this, about this one. One difficulty is, guys, everybody speaks Dutch, and Nong speaks fluent Dutch and Thai. How about killing the pigs? Because sometimes my wife, when we have to kill a turkey, she gets upset. Yeah. So she don't like to kill them. How do you feel about it?
Yeah, first time a little bit difficult for me, but right now it's okay.
Yeah.
I don't want to do that, but sometimes we have to do that.
Especially if we eat meat, if we are people that eat meat, we should also know where the meat come from, how the process of the meat too, right? Yeah, I think that's important. How often will they have the babies, these wild pigs? Do they have the baby like once a year or twice a year?
Sometimes twice a year, because they're pregnant 4 months.
Okay.
And then maybe 2 weeks or 3 weeks, we can show them already.
Do you leave the pig to just have the baby like in the wild, or do you come out and help with when the babies are born?
Sometimes help them also if they're difficult, but normally don't have to help anything.
Yeah, they can just do it themselves, right? So if I get this right, you feed the fruit. You spray the fermented fruit onto the feed. They eat it, and that helps the poop not smell bad.
Also good for the parasites. We also give it to our chickens and our ducks. And also sometimes when you smell chicken manure, sometimes we drive behind a truck with chicken manure, and it really smells bad. Our chicken manure doesn't smell.
And so you're actually coming down here. You were mentioning before that this is your house, or where you're going to be living full time. I asked earlier, are the pigs noisy at night time? Or?
Sometimes when we move the bigger ones away from their mother, they're shouting the whole night to get back to their mothers. Yeah, sometimes we wake from that. But normally they're not noisy.
And do you see that for the long term now, to move in here full time with the pigs, or will you build another place in the future? Or?
Yeah, we were planning to building another place, but now we start thinking about, do we build more buildings for a farm stay, or do we build a new building for ourselves? So we're still thinking about that.
Still not decided yet.
Not decided. We still don't know if we get any customers for the farm stay. So
Sometimes I also ask about the feed. What kind of feed are you feeding them? And is there any way that you keep those prices low? Because it can get expensive feeding a lot of animals. I found that with turkeys. Is there any technique you use to keep the prices low, or do you just feed them on a full fat? Yeah, okay. This is Nong. Nong is the expert here. Okay, so this is we call bơ nung in Thai. This one, bơ nung, number 1 pig food here. So rice, you got rice bran here. This is for the mothers. So this is added protein and vitamins in here. So mix all that together and feed up the pigs. And you usually feed them once a day, Michael, or?
she feeds them twice a day. And the wild pigs, that's why the wild pigs are cheaper. They also eat this rice bran. And the white pigs are very expensive.
Yeah.
We started only with white pigs. And from the moment we started having 1 sow of wild pig, from that moment everybody started asking us about wild pigs. So we're a little bit changed, and now we only got 1 white sow.
Okay.
And the rest is all wild.
Yeah, and they're easier to feed, right?
Easier to feed.
Okay.
Yeah, these bags, number 2 and the number 3, and they're very expensive because of the high protein feed. Yeah, very expensive.
Yeah. This business, it sounds like you didn't plan it in advance too much, and it's just grown and grown. Do you see going much bigger than this, or is this about as big as operation you want to do?
From the last couple of months now, we started selling our sows to other farms, and they're now selling back the piglets. So now we're trying also to make a business of that.
Okay.
And the only difference is we cannot sell them cooked because we don't know what they feed them.
Okay.
We want to sell them clean, and we know what we feed them with our fermented fruit and with our white fungus. They're clean.
So what would be like a low quality food to feed the pigs, which would create low quality meat?
Most of the people here, they have wild pigs. Wild pigs eat everything. And they go to restaurants, they collect old food, food they normally throw away or give the dogs, they give to the pigs. We had one question from someone. She said, can I put my pig inside your farm? And I feed him every day with my food from our own restaurant. And we said, no dirty food, and no scraps or something. We don't want that inside our farm.
They allergy for some food or glass, something like that. They cannot take everything. They cannot eat everything.
Yeah.
This is the fermented fruit.
Okay, so you got
For
some
now-
like old limes in here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Limes. But this is the juice that's left.
Okay.
The fermented lime juice.
So you just kind of leave it sitting
Yeah.
and ferment itself.
And,
And a gecko in there hiding.
and this is the white fungus. But we grow white fungus on rice.
Okay.
We have a box with rice, and we keep it inside the bushes, cover it for a couple of days, and we wait till the white fungus grows. Sometimes it doesn't grow, and we have to throw it away, or sometimes it gets another color, green color or something, and we have to throw it away as well. We really have to wait until it's white fungus.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're all friendly. They like to be touched. We see different farms about wild pigs.
Yep.
They can't be touched or something, but even this big one, he loves to be touched and hugged and everything. We can just go inside and they do nothing.
Yeah, you would think that wild pig's going to be aggressive, right?
Yeah. Some people, they are scared of them. Some farms they just jump over the fences and everything.
Mm-hmm.
They try to escape, but here they look happy, and they look happy with us, and they like to be touched.
Quite friendly. This one just out.
Yeah, we try to take that one inside the house as well. You know, it's nice to have one pig, a male pig, that we can
Train.
train or call. We also go to other farms to go to others' house for make them pregnant, and if you have one male, you can just train and say, come on, let's go.
Get the job done.
Yeah, get the job. Sometimes it's difficult when we are there at the other farm. It's difficult to bring them back. They want to stay with a new female.
So a little bit off topic, one of the questions I'm asked quite a lot to ask on the channel is, being a foreigner here, how do you feel about like healthcare and getting old? So like turning 80, 90 years old here, how do you feel about that?
Yeah, I'm still in the 40s, so it's not something I'm thinking about. No. Still not planning, still not thinking.
Living for the now, right?
Yeah.
But do you have access to like hospital here, and there's a local hospital in Yasathon which you go to, how is it? How are the amenities there? Is it good?
We have one hospital here in Kuchum as well, and we've been there a couple of times. And not for me. I never had problems for myself, but yeah, it's okay. It looks okay. I know some friends. They were inside that hospital, and they say, yeah, it's all good. It's clean. It's nice. The people there are nice and friendly.
And then the second question I'm asked a lot is, living out here in Yasathon province in this kind of lifestyle, what would you say is like a usual cost of living for things like, food and then keeping the car in, petrol and things like that? Do you track your budget quite strongly, or do you not really track it so much?
No, we not track it. We don't have any bookings or something. We just spend what we want, and we're not thinking about anything. Sometimes we are out of money, and the next day we sell some pigs again, and when we're out of money we go fishing, and we take one pig for ourselves, or some chicken, some eggs, and
so you don't even need to think about it so much. Right?
No. We keep some money separated for our daughter. She goes to school, she needs money every day to go to school. We separate the money for the energy bills, because we think energy is quite expensive here, and that's about it.
That's it. Yeah. Well, I mean, you're also choosing a sustainable lifestyle where you can create your own food. You have your fish, like you said, have the pigs, and then I noticed you have a solar panel out the front over there, but that is for a pump, is it? For a water pump?
Yeah, that's for the water pump.
Did you look at getting solar for the whole place, or?
We looked into it, but it's quite expensive, and if they are saying after every 10 or 15 years you need to replace the converter or something. So we don't know if it's worth the money. We don't know. The solar is for the water pump, the well, so we can fill our pond in the hot season, so the fish stay a little bit cooler, and the shrimps and everything that's still inside, we can keep the water high.
And how have you found with your neighbours here? Are they happy with you, with the pigs here and stuff like that? You have no problems?
At first we finished building already, and we had some pigs inside already, and then the village chief, he came to us and they said, we are going to vote about if you allowed to have the pigs here. We're going to vote. We're already finished building. So they were having this big place with for voting, and all the villagers were there, and she had to do her story, and they were all scared of the smell and the waste and
the fly also.
And the flies and everything, and the noise. So she said, just come over and have a look. The way we keep our pigs, and we have some already. Did you smell anything? I said, oh no, we didn't smell anything, and just have a look. And she explained everything with pictures, and they said, okay, yeah, it's good. All the votings, the hands up, and all the hands went up.
So the village, they're happy, yeah?
Yeah, the village is happy.
That's good, isn't it? It's very communal living here in rural Thailand, so you do generally have to get permission from the whole village, right? It's something that might affect everybody, but it looks like you've really mitigated this very well. And the final stop then is your ducks and chickens, right? Let's take a look. So before, Nong was saying they had 200 or 300 chicken. Now they got these ones here. No smell again. And lovely organised, all got your baskets here for the fresh eggs. For the eggs, are they for personal use, or are you also selling to the village, or?
Normally we sell it.
You sell. And how many eggs can you produce every day here?
Normally, how many?
Before we had about 200 eggs a day.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is for him.
This is yours.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, I used to take care of the birds. Yeah, we had around 200 eggs a day, and the local restaurants, they love buying the fresh eggs. They love to put fresh eggs in their menus and everything. So yeah, there was a noodle shop. She likes to use the fresh eggs inside her noodles. Yeah, we almost sold everything to local restaurants. But now we sold almost all our chickens, so this is just for own use now.
For personal use.
Personal use. Yeah. The local villagers here, they don't like the meat chickens. They like these, yeah, skinny kaiban. I don't know how you call them.
Yeah.
They're also the fight chickens. They do the fighting matches with.
It's funny, isn't it? Because there's not much meat on these ones at all, right?
There's not much meat.
Yeah. And it's a little bit stringy, the meat.
Yeah.
It's tough. It's quite
It's
tough.
tough.
Yeah, it's
It
tough,
is.
isn't it?
It
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
So when we sold our chickens, we had some of these just to try and look how they grow and maybe sell to some villagers or maybe try it ourselves. And after the rainy season, we will start again with egg chickens, laying hens. Yeah.
And then for you guys, the lifestyle here, do you find it's quite active? Like it's keeping you quite fit because of all the work you got to do here?
Yeah, it's keeping us quite fit, especially if you have to cut the grass. It's just 4 rye, but when you finish the 4 rye, you can start all over. Yeah, it grows already on the other side. So I can cut grass, especially in rainy season. I can cut grass every day.
Okay.
Yeah, we're busy, but we don't have to. You know, if we just want to relax a day, in the morning we feed our animals and we can just relax for the rest of the day. We don't have to work.
Yeah.
In Holland you have to work, you have to pay your bills, you have to pay tax, and here you don't have to do anything.
Yeah.
We have to pay our electricity bill and that's it.
Maybe what, 5,000-6,000 baht a month or something?
No.
Oh, it's much more for that for you?
No.
Not even that?
2,500.
Oh, that's very good. Mine's 6,000.
Oh, okay, no, under the 3,000.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow, that's very good, no?
Yeah.
And so for you, Michael, what is like the thing that you love most about living here and this place that you've set up? What is it that you wake up every morning and you go, yeah, I love this about the place?
In the morning, when I wake up, now we wake up together, we drink coffee together. Back in Holland, I was always busy with my company. I start in the morning alone, drinking coffee alone, worked all day. Sometimes I worked evenings, and we see each other like 1 hour a day or something. And here we wake up together, we drink coffee together, we eat together, we do our animals together, we relax together. All day we're together. So that's what I love most.
Quality time with the family, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And what was your business in Holland? What did you do?
I did tiling.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it was your own business, or you?
Yeah, I was how you say that? I worked as a contractor alone.
Okay.
Yeah. I had like villas and everything. I was specialized in big tiles, mosaics, and swimming pools, and special jobs.
And what do you love most about it, Nong, to live here? What is your favorite part of living here? What do you love?
Yeah, just relax life. And also a pig.
You love them pigs.
Yeah.
Yeah, you spent a lot of time researching this stuff, right? And it's
Yeah.
become more than a hobby for you. This is a very professional setup.
Yeah.
You should be very proud of what you've done. Very professional.
Thank you.
So yeah, you love the free time here.
Yeah.
Is there anything you don't like? Is there anything you would change about it? Anything you miss from Holland, maybe, or
No.
no?
Just feel life.
And for you, Michael, is there anything you would change? Anything that is, if somebody else was thinking about doing this lifestyle, you say, be careful about this because.
Not sure, not that I can think of right now. We're quite new. We're just a little bit more than 2 years here, and still everything. Yeah, we also try to make new. We try to think of new things. We try to do vegetables, and we try to do pigs. We try to do chickens, and we try to change a little bit. And yeah, I think altogether, if you just do one thing, it's maybe getting boring.
Yeah.
But if you do different things, and also different season sells different things, and so every season we can be busy with something.
Yeah.
And now the new start of maybe the farm stay, where maybe again a new thing, and maybe some new people we meet, and new foreigners we meet, and new ideas, and I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, from what I can see, you've not just come to retire here and just you sat around doing nothing with your day. You've got pigs, you've got chickens, you've got the farm stay, vegetables, maintaining the land. It's actually a very busy, active lifestyle, right? Yeah, probably even busier than tiling.
No.
Not that far.
No. Yeah, here we still can relax on the farm. Yeah, we still. But when you're tiling, you're busy like 6 days a week. Yeah, always. When you're not busy, you're doing bookings and everything. You need to make the bills and everything. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so the final question then for you: you don't intend to go back? You tend to live out your life here?
Yeah, sure. No intention of going back.
This is it.
This is it.
All right, guys. Well, thank you very much for inviting me today, showing me around your place. I have to say I've been really impressed at how professional this place is. And actually, I'm now just looking forward to eating some of the pig. Yeah. So it's ready over there. Let's go and have a taste. Thanks so much, guys.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
ขอบคุณค่ะ
As you can see, Michael has got a bit of a monster truck here as well with the tyres. And I thought mine were big on the Toyota over there, but these ones are super big. But he did mention that because of the size of them and the way they pop out, sometimes they'll be stopped, and there's a fine of 500 baht for having wheels this big. But ultimately, it's worth it for these kind of roads. So I've got to say, the meat is absolutely delicious. It's really soft; it just falls off the bone. But in particular, the skin dipped in this sweet soy sauce, absolutely delicious. So as has become a bit of a tradition on these vlogs now, I'm going to be doing a debrief. I'm going to find somewhere decent to do that, a decent restaurant around the area. And I'm staying tonight at the Zen Hotel. There wasn't many places to choose from, to be honest. And Yasathorn is a quiet place. Out of all the places I've been, Yasathorn is super quiet. But I've been told there's a little bit going on, and I've been told where to go, so I'll check that out. But first I'm going to check in the room. Reasonable price as well, 700 baht, booked on Agoda. So it's just your basic bed, ensuite, 700 baht, cheap as you like, comfortable enough. As I always say on this vlog, if I'm traveling with Damo and the kids, I'll choose somewhere super nice. But this, when I'm just on my own, this is a nice basic room. And so I do want to conclude this vlog with my final thoughts about my visit with Michael and Nong. But first, I'm just going to get changed and find a decent spot to chat to you from. So I found a little hole-in-the-wall cafe here, and I thought I'd do... That's the owner over there. And I thought I'd just do my final thoughts here for the evening of visiting Michael and Nong. It always shocks me, guys, how different these projects are that I go to and the people that I meet. You expect a little more of the same, you know, like people are doing similar things, they're keeping animals, they built a house, but it's so much variation. Everyone's got a different thing going on, and it just reminds me that everybody's got a story. Everybody's got a unique story. As normal or as mundane or as ordinary as I think some people's stories are going to be before I've met them, in some cases, it just turns out that there's extraordinary things happening in everybody's life. And I had a good chance to stay afterwards with Michael and Nong, and we ate some of the pig and had a good chat. And there's always loads of stuff that comes up in the conversation, which I wish I'd asked. When you're your own camera guy, your own sound guy, you're thinking about the filming, the editing, plus the interview. Sometimes it can be a little bit on top. We also had the issue of language, so I felt I had to speak quite slow with Michael and Nong because actually the main language they speak is Dutch, and I'm interviewing in English, but I think they did great. I think you'll agree with me that they did great. I know Michael was a bit nervous about speaking in English, so there was taking that into account. And when you've got all that going on, it's hard to remember what your questions are. And afterwards when we talked, there's loads of stuff we talked about where I felt, I wish I'd asked that in the interview. Anyway, maybe next time I'm going to be doing some catch-up vlogs with the people that I interview, so maybe next year or in a couple of years. But what I found with Michale and Nong is that they have a real passion for the pigs. And what becomes apparent to you sometimes when you keep animals is that you don't want to sometimes, butcher them and stuff because you've grown them up. And what you can see there is Nong's love for the pigs. So she really loves those pigs, and she's taken a lot of time to really research how to improve their quality of life and how to improve the family's quality of life in the area. So reducing the smells. The pigs are settled in a very comfortable location, as you've seen.Ey've got shade. They've got a comfort under their feet. It's not like concrete. And there's a lot of ethical, humane practices. Now, I know that a lot of the vegan subscribers or the vegetarian subscribers are not going to love this vlog. Even some people that eat meat themselves, sometimes they don't like it when you do these videos of turkeys that are eventually going to be butchered or pigs that are eventually going to be butchered, even though they eat bacon themselves. It's a bit of a weird contradiction, I find. Actually, I think you're doing more respect for the animal to know where it comes from, to bring it up in the conditions that Michale and Nong have made there on their farm, and the meat has become quite famous in the local area and actually in other provinces as well. It's become quite well known, and I'm not surprised because it was absolutely delicious. It's also comforting to know that they're kept in such good conditions. Of every farm that I've seen in Thailand, and I've seen quite a lot doing this vlog and doing my own, they have got to be the best kept pigs that I've ever seen. In the most comfortable conditions, the most humane conditions, probably the best I've ever seen in doing this. And so I was really impressed with all Nong's knowledge on the topic, and obviously they've got a passion for it and they've got a passion for living where they live. Michale seems like the kind of guy that really enjoys the freedom of not having to work anymore in his job in tiling in Holland. Now he's embracing, I was going to say the slow life, but it's not the slow life, guys. It is busy. It's super busy. Like, I know how busy it is for me, and we've got 2 kids as well, which, Michael's got one, Michale and Nong have got one there, but it's busy because you look after all those animals and it is non-stop. But he seems to be really enjoying it, and they seem very, very settled. A couple of decades together, it's a great relationship, and Michale seems like he's really genuinely kind of taken up on the Isan lifestyle. So much so, he did tell me as well he enjoys the rice whiskey from time to time to socialise, and that's when you've really become an Isan farmer, when you enjoy the rice whiskey. So it's also good to see him working with the government and government projects to facilitate the homestay, networking locally within the village, getting the village approval, as you heard from in this vlog. I think that's all great etiquette. It's accepted in the wider village and accepted in the government within the province as well. So I think they're really trying to promote farm stays and things like that. So that's really good to see. It was nice to see on the vlog. And yet another example of a successful couple that have come out. It's 2 years for them, so it's a bit early days, but they've come out to Thailand, built the place that they love, and are very busy and active doing the things that they love. He didn't seem very concerned about his budget too. He's not counting the pennies all day, he's just living, and if you've got money, you got money. If you've not, you've not. I'm a little bit more like, what's the word? For lack of a better word, like anal about that. So for me, I'm very like budget tracking, so a little bit too much, that it consumes a bit too much of my time, to be honest. But then again, I have a company and company accounts and things like that, so I kind of have to be on top of it. But if anything I should start telling you what I've learned from people, because every time I visit these people, I always learn something. For example, when I visited Paul and Patch on their farm, I resonated with Paul's relationship with his father-in-law, and I wonder if I'd done enough with my father-in-law to foster a close relationship. So that was something I learned from there. I learned something from every I won't go through them all now, but I guess if I learned something from Michale and Nong, it's maybe not to be too fastidious with your budgeting, and just let it be, like if it's good 1 month, it's good 1 month. If it's not, it's not. Let it go. Don't be consumed by it. And I learn from all these people that I meet. I always learn like a little nugget of something, whether it's something small or big. I take something away from it. And I mean, from all of them, I take away great hospitality. I'm always welcomed and always given food and looked after so well. I don't require people to do this for me, by the way, as well. It just happened in 1 or 2 places, and then I think people see the vlog and they think, oh, maybe I have to host in that way. But really, I don't ask anything of the host. They don't have to do anything. I'll just show up and we'll film and chat, and then I'll go, you know. But usually you end up having conversation and making friends with people, and they're great hosts. So that's my final thoughts on the situation, and it's been a pleasure to meet them. I'm going to be seeing a little bit of Yasathorn this evening, and then I'm going to be on to the next interview tomorrow, which is also in Yasathorn, with a friend of mine, Colin, that is also doing some farming projects. And next after this, I'll be in Sisaket again. So no rest for the wicked, guys. Thanks for joining on this vlog. If you are interested in being featured on the vlog, or you know anybody that might be, I have an email below. It's expatinterviews@gmail.com. I can't get back to everybody that emails me on that email because some things are not related to the project, and I get quite a lot of emails with our shop and stuff like that, so I can't always reply. Please don't think I'm being obtuse in any way. So take care, guys. Hope you're all well, and I hope you've enjoyed today's vlog.